Hey guys, thanks for joining me on this video. I'm including some footage from my trip to the bins this morning on the a little bit of a shop along as I'm sorting through the bins. It was kind of quiet in the road that I was working on, so I thought, oh, let me take an opportunity to show you a little bit. And you can see how the bins were pretty sparse and filled with a lot of electronics. So anyway, stay tuned. Hello everyone, it's clayrammage back with another Goodwill bins haul. Went to the Goodwill bins today and they changed some stuff on me. Number one, they opened at 8 now instead of 9. So I was late in getting there. but that's okay. It was still good. And then the pickings was not very good today. It was mostly, almost all the household bins was filled with electronics. So a lot of kitchen appliances, vacuums, lamps, stuff like that. And then the other household stuff that I usually go through is just kind of randomly mixed in. So there's really not much at all, which was actually good because I really don't need more inventory. I have more than I know what to do with at the moment. And especially with moving into my new facility, yeah, I don't need any more stuff. So anyway, so it was a blessing in disguise. So thank you all for coming and watching my videos. If you're new to the channel, welcome. We do a lot of haul videos on stuff that I buy so that I can resell on eBay, or I have an antique booth at the Pink Elephant in downtown Hopkins. And if you're local, come check it out. If you're not, come to Minnesota and check it out. It's always good. So let's just get into our little haul. I found a few pieces of jewelry, just inexpensive costume jewelry, but again, because it's, you know, I don't pay hardly anything for this. I always pick it up when I get it. Oh, this one's a hair barrette, and this is a angel pendant. So that was kind of cool on a silver chain. This is just a gold chain, fairly large. This is a cloth change with a star, and here's another woven gold chain. None of these are marked. And then there's this chain, which is just a bar at the bottom with the letter E. So I'll just put these in jewelry jar lots is what I do, and I sell them either down at the Pink Elephant. I haven't put any on eBay for quite a while. I don't think I will, just because they're heavy and people don't like paying for that size of stuff very often. So I just put it down the Pink Elephant. I sell them consistently, so that's awesome. I picked up, so what I did find today were a number of books. So I picked up, this is a reference books, American Collectibles, New and Revised Catalog. And so it just had some, you know, has different things, and obviously it's older, so you can't go by the prices, but it does help identify a number of things. And this is interesting. When I opened it, it flipped right here to this, which is vintage clothing page. And as you guys know, I've been having pretty good success with vintage clothing. So I thought, oh, I guess that's a sign I should pick it up. So I picked that up. I found some sheet music. This is Brahms, Piano Works. So just a bunch of different pieces from Brahms, which is fun. Oh yeah, I was gonna look this book up. So I found this book in a sleeve. So it's got a protective case, and look at that marbled finish on the book. I think that's awesome. This is, the book is called The Singular Adventures of Baron Munchausen. And I was gonna look this up because this one, there is potential value here. So, but I forgot to do that before the video, so I'll have to look that up and see what we can find out about that. And then another thing, I love old decorating books. Number one, it, you know, just gives you ideas on decorations, but number two, you can take a look at it, and based on the, you know, date of the book and what period they're talking about, you can see the accessories that they decorate with, and then you can date stuff that you find. So it's a great way to what I want to say. Yeah, basically just find the era or potential time frame for some of the items that you find. So like, look at this lamp. You know, it's made like an old pitcher turned into a lamp. This is that early American style that was popular. More than likely this book is from the 40s. I didn't look at a copyright date, so let's just check that out and see how close I am. It is copyright 1946, and then 53 and 54. So yeah, so started out in the 40s, revised in the, you know, 50s, a few years later. But yeah, so that's kind of why I picked these up, just for a fun reference. So here you've got a table setting. Same thing. You just kind of look and see what makes all that up. Oh yeah, I picked this one up. This is the first edition of the book East Side, West Side. It's from 1947, I believe, if I remember right. And the copyright. Scribner's 1947, yep. East Side, West Side. So again, I have no idea if that has any value, but it was a great movie. This one I picked up possibly for my brother. It's called Trout Madness. It's actually a novel, but I love the description under the title. It says, Trout Madness being a dissertation on the symptoms and pathology of this incurable disease by one of its victims, Robert Traver. I thought it was hilarious. So I don't know if it's actually a novel or just his own recounting of his trout fishing experiences. But I just thought it was cute. My brother's a big fisherman, so I thought I'd pick that up. So stay tuned, because my last book, I'm going to show at the very end, there's some really cool stuff about it. So anyway, but I did find this awesome tablecloth. Look at that, beautiful graphics on that. It is faded a little. It's been used, and there's little, it's not actually even wear on the end. It's turned over from where the hem was, right? Oh yeah, there is a little, the hem just needs to be re-sewn along there. But yeah, otherwise it's pretty good shape. I think it needs a wash, and it would probably come out really nicely. But yeah, I picked that up. All total today, I spent $5 for all of this stuff. So it's pretty minor. I picked up, this is a record. It's the airport soundtrack from the movie Airport. And I don't know if you guys, we just recently watched that. It's one of those disaster movies from the 1970s. And I just thought it was hilarious. So, and it, yeah, 1970 is the copyright date on it. So this is, this record will pay for everything today. I picked up another record, Doug Oldham. He is actually one of my favorite gospel singers. I've been listening to him for probably 40 years. And I used to have a cassette of his, but I don't know whatever happened to it over the years. But, so now I have a record. I think I have, this is the second one that I have of his now that I found, which is pretty cool. Okay, now, this is the book that I found. This is the last item I'll show you. So, it's called A Voice from the Silence, Charles Philip Nettleton. And, oops. So I opened it up, and it's got the title page, not title page, but a label in here, Bryant S. Drake. And then it's got to Bryant from Mother, Christmas of 1904. Okay, that's cool. It's an old book. I'll pick it up. And it says, to Amy Jane Crippen, with love from Grandpa, April 12th, 1986, or 1976. So I'm like, okay, so this was regifted. It was gifted once and then regifted, 72 years later. And I was like, oh, that's interesting. So I thought, well, let me flip up a couple more pages and see if anything else is in there. Then I got to this page. And it says, these signatures can add nothing to the worth of the work, but they stand in loving remembrance of the man. I thought, well, that's kind of unusual. So there's Edwin Markham, one that is kind of unlegible. And then there's Ina Coolbrith. And I knew that one was written with a fountain pen. And this one was written with a fountain pen. The one in the middle, I wasn't sure what, but then I realized it also is a fountain pen, but it's one of the wide nib fountain pens as opposed to the narrow nibs, which is where you get the finer print. So whoever signed it in the middle used a broad tip in a blue ink. So then I flip just a little more. Next page, you get the picture of Charles Philip Nettleton. Then it says a voice from the silence, and right away the first name, Ina Coolbreath, she's one of the signatories on that other page. These other two names are not signatories on there. But then down here at the bottom, 1904. So this was published in 1904. And then inside it says copyright Alice Pritchard, 1904, and then printed by Stanley Taylor Company. So I was like, okay. So then I flipped through it, and out came this letter. And I love the address. It's 10 Strike, Minnesota, with a zip code. And it made it. This is from 1976. And it was from a guy named Frickstad, who is the same person, or the same last name as the person who did the copyright on it. So I thought, oh, well, I did this after I got home. I pulled the letter out, then I just dropped it. And there was this typewritten one in here. And it was from April 1976. And then what it is there's a handwritten letter from Grandpa to Amy, and then I think Amy typed it out. But it says, at long last, I'll take a carton of books to the post office on Friday. A Voice from the Silence is a collection of writings of my uncle, Charles Nettleton. So this was written by his nephew. As you will see in the book, they were edited by 3 friends. Ina Coolbreath was well known and now remembered by a group carrying her name. As I read the book, I am reminded of my uncle working on a ranch in Hayward, work he did not enjoy, but his father was unable to do it. During this period, he read and wrote. Then he had the privilege of studying 2 years in the San Mater Divinity School. I gave Mike the copy my mother gave me. This copy is the one she gave a brother-in-law, my older sister's husband. Hope you enjoy reading it from time to time. And then he goes on to talk about the other books that he sent her. So this particular book has been in the family of Charles Nettleton. But then as I flipped a little more, and this page is very fragile, there's another piece of paper in there, and this actually has C.P. Nettleton, his signature on it. It was torn out of some other, some other piece of paper. But then on the inside, it says, think all you speak. Lovingly, your mother, Alice L. Frickstad. So, and then there's other family members, the Drake family, which is part of the family name as well. I'm trying to remember how it all connects. But anyway, and then there's several Frickstads. All of them wrote little inscriptions on this page. So I don't know if this was directed to the person they gave the book to, or if it was just included as part of the book. But I just thought, what an incredible history for this little book. The whole family history included with it. And I'm like, okay, so now I don't know what to do with it. This book is currently, you can currently buy it as a newer publication. And it's like $30 to $35 to buy the new version of it. I could not find any of these original versions sold. I'll have to do some more research on it, much less one that was part of the family. So that's one of those things, I have no idea its value. It's, in one sense, kind of priceless with the family history. In another, could be worth a lot, could be worth $20. Who knows? But I just thought it was an incredible little package. And so that's why it's important, to take a little extra time and look at some of the books. I always, especially the older ones, I always look to see if there's a signature or something inscribed in the book. And because you never know what you're going to find. So that's the fun part. And that's why I think so many of the, those people that go through the book bins and just buy only the newest stuff that they can send to Amazon, unless they miss out on a lot of these great things, at least in my opinion. But anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the little shop along at the beginning, and we'll catch you next time. Thanks, bye.